It feels something.
It feels good. Feels good doing it. It feels good sitting down, put my ass meat putting my meat to the seat.
Your meat to the seat.
The meat, my meat and the seat get to finally meet.
Well, you do a lot of things with when your meat is in the seat, like driving.
Yeah,
that's one thing.
Yeah. I go to a car meet. I go to plan some deceitful things with my.
While I'm being discreet.
Yeah, I go to discreetly be discreet. What's the first thing I said? Welcome to episode 107, 6, 7,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I never thought that it's one of those. It's 6 or 7.
It's one of those
of the Vibin podcast.
For those, like Drake Bell comes around the corner.
Ladies and gentlemen, special guest Drake Bell. All right, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Mexican rapist, pedophile, or whatever happened. I don't know. He might have been exonerated. Well, he also got raped by Dan Schneider, so all of his allegations kind of get canceled out.
Well, yeah, it balances out.
Yeah.
A rape for a rape.
Yeah, like an eye for an eye. Hammurabi's code. This is what was R. Kelly's code?
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Assalamu alaikum. I got to start saying that more. Assalamu alaikum is, while it is a religious turn of phrase, just kind of funny to say in certain circumstances. But you can't do it all the time.
No,
it's like any good joke. You got assalamu alaikum like like once a week. You can throw an assalamu alaikum out there with a group of friends. You know, if it's a different group of friends, feel free because they haven't heard the assalamu alaikum. But you know, it's got to fit the situation too. You got to really be in touch with your African heritage to be able to comedically throw out an assalamu alaikum in the most hilarious manner.
Now, like you said before, we're not religious. Obviously, we're doing it for comedic. I'm saying that word as comedic effect because it starts with ass.
But we are African, so that does give us a little bit of pass to say. We're not truly inhibiting on that culture.
Yeah, it's for the tribe.
Called Quest. And Questlove, another black person.
Now, how do you feel about the demographic relations towards racism in the most urban countries? And remember, you're doing this spot for the Nobel Peace Prize, so please give a solid answer.
You know what? I thought this question was coming. I prepared my answer in the form of a rap. Presenter, give me a beat. Yeah. Race relations. Let's relate them. Yeah. Races. Some of them hate each other. Let them. Don't let them. We don't want to hate. Just player hate on the players that are hating for skating in the hating. Anyways, thank you very much. I'm sorry to say. I think that completely covers it.
If that's not Nobel, I don't know what is.
Nope. I mean, it'll go for the Swedish.
What does that mean, Nobel? Anyways?
No, that was the guy who made it, Alfred Nobel. He was a scientist or some shit.
Oh.
So, yeah. And now every year, the King of Sweden hands out the Nobel Peace Prizes because Alfred Nobel is Swedish. So the King of Sweden presides over the Nobel Prize ceremony.
Did he get chocolate with it?
You know what? That's actually the Nobel Prize. Actually, gold-covered
gold
chocolate.
Coin.
Yeah, it's like one of those gold coins, but it's just chocolate. It's not good chocolate either. It's the same kind of shitty chocolate that's put in those gold coins, but it's just put in a trophy in a Nobel Prize shape.
Yes, that chocolate's not good, but you have to admit, like, it holds its shape well. Because I remember as a kid in Mexico, they were just always there at the shops, the gold coins.
Oh yeah.
And so I would buy a pack because you get like maybe 25 in a little sack for like $1.50, $1. I'm like, fuck it. Of course, my fat ass just eating that shit with the wrapper on.
Not even very good either. Not even good chocolate. Not very sweet or sugary. Not at all.
No, but when you carry a few in your pocket and you're out throughout most of the day, it holds its shape well and it doesn't melt too fast. So even if you're out and about walking, now if it's a hot day, obviously don't do that.
Yeah, exactly. And you're letting out stinky farts. That's gonna degrade that faux gold coating and the chocolate even faster.
But man, when I tell you, I was popping that shit like Xanax.
Oh yeah. The one shitty thing is that when you gotta take the foil off, sometimes your nail gets like under the chocolate because like can get in there and it's a little annoying to get off. But
then you just suck your thumb and then it's okay.
Very true. The only time those chocolates are good are when they have like the little bit of like crunch in them, like those little bits of like
peanuts.
Yeah, or it's like like a crunch bar. It has like those little bits of it in it,
like the rice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's when it's good. Fucking love it. Like those Easter candies.
What's in Ferrero Rocher?
I don't know.
Because that stuff's crunchy too.
Yeah.
I know it's like truffles, but I think the outer coating is like walnuts.
Yeah, I think it is walnut actually, some kind of nut.
I bought some of those like the Lindt Like
oh
the
yeah,
LIN.
oh yeah,
Is that how you pronounce
those,
it?
those are so fucking good. Yeah, the
Yeah.
blue ones are the best. The fucking just
Oh.
I think it's a vanilla filling.
Oh,
Yeah,
that sounds good.
those are the fucking
I
good.
bought the white ones
Ooh,
as a
all
gift,
right.
and
Yeah.
honestly, I wanted to buy 2 because I wanted to try it, but I had to restrain myself because I've been being fat. I've been real fat lately, Nick.
Oh yeah, same.
I've been doing I found a new love that's not peanut butter anymore.
Okay.
I've been because I love Biscoffs.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I've always just had the cracker. I never bought the Biscoff the cookie butter.
Yeah.
And so I got some the other day as a gift.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, after lunch and dinner when I'm home, just a spoonful, just
Yep. Cookie butter is so fucking good.
and like I fucking because I love Biscoff, so I've always loved every time I've gone out and I see them, because I don't find them all the time, because obviously I think they either sell out or they're just not there.
Yeah.
But every time I got them, I always get like 2 packs and I keep them to myself.
Yep. Yada.
Because every time I eat one, I always eat like half the pack, like a glass of milk, just
Fuck yeah,
and that's reasonable to dip in milk.
Yeah,
sir.
that's a sweet,
It's a little
little pastry cookie treat to dip in milk.
There's just something about that cookie, just even by itself, just without just that really like if it was a woman, I would want to make that woman come. It's and just eating the cookie butter now, I'm just like, this.
That's why they have like this cookie butter shake at this one place. Great Shakes or Monster. Great, yeah. It's a cookie butter shake. It's fucking delicious. It's got the dredges like cookie butter on the side. It's oh man, so fucking good. But yes, sweet treats.
It's bad habit because it's been like 4 days and I'm already at like halfway, because like I say spoonful, but
it's a nice big glob.
But I don't eat it all at once. I did that for like the first 2 days. I'm like, and I can't enjoy it if I just put it all in at once. Exactly. It's too much. So I gotta. It's like the Mexican candies, like they come on the plastic spoon. I treat it like that.
Yeah, you just kind of
take a little bit off at a time. Dude,
use your tongue like scoop it up. Yeah.
I've been loving Biscoff so much that for my birthday I've decided to make Biscoff cheesecake.
Ooh, that'd be fucking delicious.
I'm gonna make it sometime before that, so that way it comes out good.
You'll need at least like a jar, like it'll be like half and half.
The cookie butter and the cookies.
Exactly. Yeah. Or the filling, whatever it is. It's not.
Well, that's just made out of like cream and stuff.
Well, yeah, the cream cheese. Yeah, it'd be like making like half and half the cream cheese and the Biscoff.
Yeah, I plan on doing the cookie butter, melting it, and then in the cheesecake batter, I'm just gonna pour it in there and mix it up.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
And then sprinkle like Salt Bae the top of it.
Oh yeah, put some butterscotch.
No salt
on there. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because it's salt and sweet, and that counteracts each other.
One giant rock of salt.
Pink Himalayan salt.
Oh yeah, just one giant pink Himalayan. Just put a salt lamp on there.
No, the salt lick, like the cows.
Oh yeah, I've always thought about you see those lamps, those pink Himalayan salt lamps. I've always thought about licking one to see if it is.
I don't think
salty.
So.
I don't know. I think it's
just.
Yet.
I think it's just like the molding of one.
Yeah, I think so. But maybe you never know. You don't know until you try. Next time I'm gonna Target
or a Home Depot because they're there,
or a Home Depot or a Home Goods World Market. I'll definitely take a lick of one of those Himalayan salt lamps and see if it is a Himalayan salt.
Well, the real test is what you gotta do is you gotta bring in your own food.
Oh
and
yeah,
that way you season it with the lamp.
Exactly.
That's the real
test. Take a bite of a steak, lick the lamp. Then I gotta take a bite of the steak with the lamp. And then I gotta do a bunch of different tests before I get thrown out of the establishment by the proprietors.
Well, yeah, of course, but you want to try to at least get one bite in before that.
Yeah, one solid test.
If Dave Portnoy can do it with pizza, I think you can do one bite Himalayan pink salt seasoning your food before they kick you out.
I think I 100% can.
I believe in you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 106 of the podcast.
Hi.
You may have noticed that there was no intro at the beginning of this podcast, which is, as of late, is different for us because we've been trying to get intros and a little bit of extra comedy and a little bit of extra entertainment. But that's because this is a very special episode that we're going to have for you today.
Oh yeah, it's so special. I'm just too excited for it.
Just too excited. And the reason why it's special is because for the rest of this episode, we are going to be switching seats.
Wow.
For the entirety of the podcast.
I'm going to be honest. This seat feels really low, and obviously I know why, but just from this perspective, like my perspective already looks different than what I'm used to.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I'm just, what was that, 2 feet?
Yeah, give or take. Yeah, that's about 2 Subway sandwiches.
Actually, it's 4 feet.
Oh, yeah, we have 4 feet given between us. Yeah, that is a 4 foot difference. Yeah, because our 4 feet are in different places.
Yes, our 4 feet. Isn't that weird how like 4 feet, you could spell that 4 like the number, and then 4 like FORE.
Yeah, and that'd be like your 4 foot. I think like this part would be like your 4 foot, like the end, like the far higher up end of it, your 4 foot.
Is that the 4 foot?
I mean,
because I know
because your forearm is this part, which is higher up. So I'd assume your 4 foot would be this higher end of your foot. If you want to put me on, what's that foot
Blast?
website? Yeah, that too. But what's that foot website? It's like the
OnlyFans?
No, it's where they did put feet.
KinkyFeetForHire.com?
No, but I am on that though. That's hard there. You don't gotta put me there. It's I fucking forget. But there's
Reddit,
that
Tumblr.
one too. No, but there's 2 websites specifically for feet and ranking feet. One for men and for women. So put me on both of them. Why not? Get my ranking going. But yeah, that's about 4 feet.
Well, obviously, you're not going to vote for a ballerina's foot or a basketball player's foot because their feet are just destroyed.
Yeah, no, god awful. Mine, though, pristine.
Oh, yeah, clean.
Never seen a cleaner foot. Never seen a tastier foot, mind you.
The stankiest foot, like in a good way, the stankiest foot you've ever seen.
Yeah, like a good cheese. You could have my foot with a nice club cracker and an aged grape.
And on ciabatta.
Yeah, and a whole ciabatta roll.
A whole ciabatta roll.
I fucking love ciabatta. It's
Dude,
good ass bread.
You know, I've been wanting to make. I might make it for my birthday. I think maybe for my birthday, I'm just gonna cook the stuff that I've been wanting to cook for a while. Like I want to cook. I want to make a focaccia bread.
Ooh, hell yeah! It's a good
I've seen a lot of stuff about it all the time. Like, oh, that doesn't look too bad. I think I could do that.
Yeah, no, you would just like get like a ciabatta roll and like cut it in half. So you'd have like the top and like the bottom is like 2 separate. And then, yeah, you'd put like cheese, and, like peppers, and like seasonings, whatever you want. Yeah.
Well, I was even thinking maybe using that for pizza crust on the pan.
Ooh, yeah, make like ciabatta.
Par bake it and then put the toppings on it.
Yeah,
when it comes
focaccia
out.
crust. Yeah. Do that to like
but it wouldn't be too thick though, because focaccia bread could be real thick for a sandwich. But I would just make it thinner.
Yeah, no, I'd imagine you would just do the regular crust, but season it and do the shit to it to make it like that. Yeah. All right.
But you know what I am excited for?
What's that?
Halloween.
Ooh, this is Halloween.
This is Halloween.
Halloween. Yeah.
I don't remember the words.
Yeah.
What comes after that? You don't know?
Tender lumplings everywhere. Life's no fun without a good scare. That's our job, but we're not mean. I know, my cousin Anna, that's one of her favorite movies. She knows that whole movie, the line. She knows the script of that movie, every line.
Forward and backward.
Maybe I might have a harder time backward, but I imagine she could do it with enough preparation time.
Oh, it's a pretty good movie. I haven't seen it in a while, but Tim Burton. Oh yeah, classic film.
Jack Skellington gets shot out of the air by the American or British military. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, shouldn't have been flying.
No, not that's restricted airspace there, Jack. Can't.
Should have picked it up on your reindeer radar.
Yeah, got to get the correct permit. Got to file for that at least 3 months in advance. Got to go through the bureaucratic tunnel.
No, I think it's more than 3 months.
Yeah, probably. Actually.
Yeah, probably.
It's been a while since
you have a NASCAR hat on, so you know.
I do be making left turns quite a few times. I'm sure Santa does make quite a few left turns in his journey throughout the entire world to deliver presents and cold to good and bad boys and girls.
Now, this is a real question since we're talking about driving. Now, what pops in my mind, if you were to go out on a trip just driving somewhere, anywhere, let's say at least 10, 15 miles away from your home or whatever. Okay.
It's not that far, but got it.
It's not that far, but all right, fine. 45-mile radius. Right. Okay, 45-mile radius.
Got it.
How many left turns and right turns would you make, and what do you think you would make more of, right or left turns?
Well, it depends on where I'm going.
Yeah, that is very true. Yes,
I think there was a study that says people make more right turns, or I don't know.
No, but that's just an interesting question that just posed in my own. I know, obviously, I'm not wording it well, but
yeah, I know. In relation to that, the MythBusters, they did a study one time, or one of the episodes on, will you make it to your destination faster driving if you only make right turns? Because there was like a thing where like some like delivery or mail company or something, they only make right turns. So they were testing like from point A to B, and they would make like, it was like a route like through like some multiple city blocks, only making right turns. And I think it might have been faster, despite what you may think. Because to make a left, you'd have to make 3 rights, But I don't know.
Making a left, you have to do 3
so,
right?
So if you're at an intersection, right, you want to go left, right?
Yeah.
But you can only make right turns. In order to make that left, you have to go up, then right again, then right again, in order to be on that path that originally would have been a left.
Oh, to go...
yeah, okay, you have to go around the square of a block to end up going that way.
Oh, that makes sense.
But I think it did end up being faster for like the route they chose, but I'm not sure what the whole thing about it was. But yeah, that is the thing about making right turns, because you don't have to, in a lot of places, in a lot of streets, you don't have to wait to make a right. If you have a clear entrance, you can just pop right.
Oh, that, yeah.
So you don't have to wait for a light changing, And that is a thing. If you're at a light that might take a while, it might be faster just make a bunch of rights rights and then end up hitting the green going back, you know?
I'm always hitting that green, especially when I'm driving.
I'm hitting green, and sometimes if I got to hit red, I'll hit it.
Yeah.
Whether I'm driving or in other circumstances. Sometimes you just got to hit on that red.
Sometimes yellow, too.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but...
If you're driving, if you're gambling, if you're having relations with a woman, sometimes you got to hit on red or yellow. And you just got to roll with those punches, whether they be brown or red punches, and... You hope they don't see what comes out.
Yeah.
You hope it doesn't mix into a lighter reddish brown, because that's never good. But, you know, again, you'll roll with those punches.
Yeah, you roll the punches just like you roll with anything else that happens to you in life.
Very much so.
Very much so.
Yes.
You know, I found out something today about Home Depot.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Yeah. So if anybody listens to this, they know that I work at Home Depot, and it's
yes, you are Mexican.
I am. Yes, I am Mexican. As 95% of the population is there too. It's just apparently
but you're not one of the ones that hangs out outside. You actually work in there.
No. I actually I have a job.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, you know, I don't beg for work.
No,
it's just
no.
So at Home Depot apparently I just found this out. If you get hurt at the store, if you're a customer and if you need an ambulance, the store will not call you an ambulance. You have to call your own ambulance.
Damn, because they don't want to be charged for that shit.
Yeah, they want to be charged for it.
No, call your own ambulance, fucker.
But can you believe that? I was just thinking that like if like a 50-pound wood beam from like 5-7 feet in the air falls and breaks your leg, someone would be like, and then someone's coming, oh my god, I'm gonna help you. Wait, but can you make a call? Like, can you make a call? It's just I'm like, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong? Like if I'm bleeding out, the first thing on my mind is going to be like, I gotta call an ambulance. You know.
I mean, in that scenario, if you were an employee, you saw that, I would imagine you as the employee would pull out your phone and call 911.
But you're working though.
But if you still saw it though, you'd probably, if you were like right there in the aisle, you'd probably see it. You'd probably, if they were obviously fucked up and they were screaming, you'd probably, I mean, maybe you might or may not. You'd probably call 911. I don't know how it happens. I think. It might just be put on their bill, because like you don't get charged for an ambulance right when they come. I think it's just, you know, it's put on your once you get
like the medical bills.
Yeah, once it's noted that you were arrived on ambulance, and at the end of your visit, once you're getting discharged, you have to pay for that through insurance. It's on there, but I don't know. Yeah,
it's a weird thing to think about. Like it's because in that situation itself, that like if it was that extreme, or if you know if you had like a cut, like yeah, but like if it's that extreme, if you like break your leg or you're bleeding out, like that's. You know, I don't know. I don't think the rules should apply at that point.
Maybe it's also like a lawsuit thing, so they're not technically liable for anything that happens like that. If there's an accident in the place and like a pallet of wood is unbalanced and it falls and kills a child. You know, if because that's in a lot of places too. Like if you call the place, that's like psychologically an admission of guilt because you're trying to fix it. Maybe Home Depot could be held liable for that. You know.
Well, at that point, if there was a pallet that was hanging and fell, then it would be whoever put the pallets up there's fault, because it has to be secured. They can't leave it like.
But either way, they wouldn't know that. But if someone if someone calls and it's like, oh, this thing fell at Home Depot, they're not gonna know. But if someone from Home Depot calls an employee, then that might, you know. I don't know. I'm just spitting conjecture here. I'm just a small town lawyer, but.
Now,
I represent every Home Depot in my tri-state area.
Two of them.
Yeah, all two of them.
All two of them.
We're a Lowe's County.
Lowe's County.
I might lose my job in the next upcoming city election.
Oh man, I can't. I don't know. That's just. It's just thinking about that. I don't know. I already said it. And I'm just repeating myself at this point. It's just fucked up. But I don't know. Maybe that's just my sense of self that comes to that point where it interjects. But
maybe it's just maybe it was a weird way of wording that, so you can't do it on like a
Home
on
Depot
paper phone, or no, you can't do it on like the register, like those phones. Maybe you can't do it on like one of those phones. Maybe that's what it was saying.
Oh, maybe
it's like on a Home Depot phone.
And there are Home Depot phones.
Yeah, because you got to connect between departments, and I'm sure they do act as actual phones. If you place an outgoing call, you might have to do an actual extension number, whatever the fuck. But
yeah,
you know, it's still a telecommunication line.
That's like Telemundo.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah,
I think about watching that sometimes, but
Telemundo.
Yeah, but
with subtitles.
Yeah, not even. But then you just turn on and it's like some weird like talk show. But then there's like a clown on there with like some like two ladies with like giant tits and really revealing dresses, and some dude crying and a midget running around on stage with a dog. And it's like, what even is this?
It's called quality TV.
It's called Telemundo. What the fuck?
It's called Telemundo.
They only had the Mexican and the Spanish speaking people only have one channel, so they have to put all the channels on one. So you get your drama, you get your comedy, you get your action, you get your movies, you get everything in there on the one channel. That's why it's always fucked up and crazy.
You know what I do think?
You ever watch Telemundo, Caesar?
I have.
Am I right or am I right? Is that not what every single programming is? There's weird clowns and there are big titty ladies every single
especially
show.
on the weather.
All the time. Everything. And also occasionally clowns, which is weird.
What I just think is weird is there was like, because you know how there's always been like those pop culture talk shows like TMZ and all that stuff like that, or like reporting on stuff in the Mexican world, and the Mexican TV Spanish one in like the early 2000s until like the mid 2010s and stuff. There was a really popular show called El Gordo y la Flaca. Like
the fat guy and the cow.
No, the girl and the fat guy and the fat guy and the skinny girl.
And the skinny girl. That's what flaca means. Doesn't that mean like cow too?
That's like no, that's not cow.
How do you say cow?
Vaca. VACA.
Oh, okay, because I just remember from one of Andrew Callahan, Channel 5 Worldwide. He was doing a video where he was crossing over from Mexico illegally, just doing the like coyote path. And he saw a bunch of wild cows and he called them flacas. But maybe because they were like fluffy and they were like maybe
it's like regional
resembled
thing.
like Ugg boots, maybe. I don't know. But he called them flacas.
I don't know. Maybe that's what you call a group of cow.
Maybe white women, or maybe you just white women cows.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
Yeah. So I just always thought it was weird that show. It was called that, the fat guy and the skinny girl. And then now, since that show is canceled, they have this. There's a new show that my parents watch, and I don't watch it with them obviously because my mom, is brain dead as he can be watching those kinds of shows. Yeah. It's just
she got that TikTok brain rot, but for the middle-aged Mexican woman.
Middle-aged Mexican women. It's called like suelta la sopa. It means drop the soap.
Drop the
Drop the soap. Yep. I'm like, who comes up with these fucking names?
I mean, some advertising executive in Mexico who's like, they don't give a fuck about titles. Just throw it on there and they'll watch it.
And it's also kind of weird in Mexico, like when you go buy cereal or like any product in general, it can't have cartoon characters on it.
Oh, okay.
So, like, if you go out and buy cereal and you see, like, Fruit Loops, there's no toucan on there. It just says Fruit Loops.
All right.
I just think it's weird. Just the rules and stuff over there.
Maybe it's because it's not actually Fruit Loops. Or maybe they're selling it. Maybe they're trying to get, like, a better price for it, So if they put the mascot on there, that's more of a copyright infringement. But if they, and is it LOOPS or is it Fruit? Or is it like
Lops? LOPS?
Yeah, or it's like O and there's like a U, but it's like an umlaut, so it makes it look like another O.
No, it's like the actual logo, like Fruit Loops. It's just there's no toucan on.
Maybe it's just a regional difference,
Yeah,
there are regional differences for shit.
Like McDonald's food.
Oh, is there?
In different regions.
Like, in name, and different. Yeah, and then like India, they don't have any beef. It's like all chicken and fish shit. Yeah.
Dude, I've been craving a nice fried fish sandwich lately.
Ooh. That could be good. I'm not sure where you would get a good one, but I'm sure
it's called
out there.
McDonald's. No,
yeah, get it. It's not. It's a filet-o-fish. It's not a McFish, which sounds hilarious, and that should be the answer. They have a McChicken, they have a McRib, they have a McDouble. Get some McNuggets, get a McFish. No, it's called a filet-o-fish.
Which I don't understand either, because filet-o-fish. Well, because it's a fillet. I know filet mignon.
Well, a fillet is just like a cut, like it's just like.
But isn't like a thick cut, like a thick?
No, it's like slice, and it's like a fish fillet. Like I guess like a salmon fillet. That's what you buy. Like it's like a salmon fillet. Unless you get the whole salmon, if you just get like the cut of it, that's like a salmon fillet.
Oh,
so it is a filet-o-fish. It's a fillet of fish, to use the proper parlance, not the abbreviated hyphenated instance that McDonald's uses, but.
But you don't like filet-o-fish.
I mean, no, I would not like I would not trust a gas station to serve me sushi. I would not trust a McDonald's to serve me fish.
What if they fried it extra crispy? Because that's why I think if I ever get one, I'm like, let me get an extra crispy.
Probably, but it's probably just also like garbage white fish meat, like cod. Just like you get just real easy to get cheap white fish. Yeah, it's nothing too spectacular, anyways.
Well, it's McDonald's. You're not going for royalty.
No, definitely not. You're either going for that or you're going for a 50 chicken McNugget challenge.
But Nick, they have that new $5 combo meal at McDonald's.
Oh shit, what's that?
It's 4 chicken McNuggets.
Okay.
It's a McChicken.
Okay.
And then whatever the cheeseburger is, like the cheap one. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, just like the regular cheeseburger. Yeah.
And then it comes with like a small fry and then I think small drink.
Wow, that is 5 items. Right? Wow, that is a pretty
a pretty good deal.
Honestly, that is a pretty good deal for $5.
Yeah, I mean, I would get it.
I'd be pretty filled up for $5.
Yeah,
they're trying to compete with Taco Bell, because you can also get just a lot of shit food to talk about for like $5-6. You can
don't get me started.
Yeah, if you stick to that value fucking menu, that's what I always stick to because that's the only thing I give a fuck about there. But you know, it's
the value menu.
Yeah, just
I like
the fucking grilled whatever it's
the chicken. No, that's Del Taco chicken roller.
It's like the fucking just like bean and cheese rice burrito and just like a beef burrito, same thing. Cheap garbage.
I miss the quesarito. That's what I miss, dude. I fucking love that quesarito. I would fuck up a quesarito.
I don't know if I've ever had one. I might have. Not sure.
Oh, it's delicious.
Oh no, it was the burrito with the quesadilla around it. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it's just actually a cheese, you know, but it's still pretty good.
What I always get now when I go to Taco Bell is that cheesy gorditas.
Ooh.
I like to give me them 2, sometimes maybe even 3.
God damn.
Fucking. Well, that's all I get. It's just that, and then I drink. I'm like, oh, that's pretty good.
I got a black bean Crunchwrap Supreme one time. That shit fell apart. That did not hold together well. It did not.
It's like the cheese at tostada. That shit doesn't hold well either.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, you didn't about like a month or two. I'm a fat ass. About a month or two ago, they started doing that new promotional thing.
Yeah,
with
the
Cheez-Its.
the giant Cheez-It.
The giant Cheez-It.
I thought it was just like a.
It's a crunch wrap.
A crunch wrap. There's just the giant Cheez-It in it, right?
There's that, and then you can buy the single Cheez-It, and then they do the Cheez-It tostada, which is the big Cheez-It with like taco meat and like lettuce
on top of it. Yeah.
But that fucking falls apart because you know their meat's fucking
it's
watery.
gonna soak right through that shit, and then it's gonna be mess.
Yeah, but like what I would hear is the thing to do. You order the Cheez-It Crunch Wrap. You ask for 2 Cheez-Its in it because one Cheez-It just gets absorbed by all the juice and you don't really taste it. So you order one with 2 of them in it. Or you could just, I guess, order one separately and then put it on top of yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
That's honestly, I think that's what I do. Let me get that Cheez-It Crunch Wrap, 2 Cheez-Its in it.
Exactly.
I don't know if they do that or if that's like taboo. But
It probably is just like $1.50 extra or some bullshit, you know.
It's a giant Cheez-It. Who wouldn't like it?
I've never. I'm curious to see it. I've never laid eyes on it, but I'd be
on a Cheez-It.
On a giant Cheez-It. I've laid eyes mainly on a small Cheez-It, but never a giant one. Especially one that size to fit in a crunch wrap. That's like. It's like about that big. That's a pretty big ass fucking Cheez-It.
Do you remember when again I'm a fat ass, but do you remember when Pizza Hut did like the Cheez-It pizza?
No.
Oh my god, it was only in like select stores. But
I bet
it was a small pizza, but it was like Cheez-Its, and it was basically like it's kind of like a stuffed Cheez-It almost with like the pizza stuff in it, but it wasn't that good.
All right, yeah, it sounds. You see, it was like a pizza roll, but it was a
no,
Cheez-It
it was
with
like
shit.
It was like it's like a Cheez-It that was like split into 4 squares.
Oh,
but it's connected.
I see. Oh, okay. Yeah. It doesn't sound very good.
No, I mean I would love it because I fucking love Cheez-Its.
You ever had a Subway pizza?
Oh, yes.
They're not good.
You know, I had those when it came out. I remember when I was in high school. I went with some friends one time.
Oh, they had them before that.
Really?
Yeah. I just never went when I was in like middle or elementary school.
Oh, I never went to Subway until I was in like high school, I think.
Yeah, you never ate fresh until then?
No.
Once Jared was out of the picture, then you felt safe going in.
Yeah, you know, because I wanted to protect my virginity.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, and I remember I was with a group of friends before or after practice one time and went to go eat and went to Subway and I only had like $9. But it was just enough for that pizza. I'm just like, oh, let me get that pizza. God, worst pizza thing I've ever. I still think about it sometimes. Just the way that just the way how chewy that cardboard was when you bit into it.
Oh,
it was, the pepperoni was okay. The sauce too really sweet.
Yeah,
it's never good.
Very tomatoey. They don't season it correctly. It's probably a lot of ketchup.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was just disappointing. But I mean, hey, I was hungry and that was there. So.
And it was a pizza, so
yeah, it was fucking pizza.
Yeah.
Should have just ordered a fucking loaf of bread with butter on it.
I remember
it would have been a lot better.
I remember in my elementary school, I think in my middle school, they had pizza bagels, but they were like the same. It was like really saucy, and it was fucking awful. There was like 4 pepperonis on it. It was mostly bagel, and it was like really like soaked and like really.
Ew.
It wasn't greasy, but it was like a moist bagel. It wasn't it, Chief. Wasn't it? I much preferred those little
moist bagel.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, but it was the pizza grease, from, like the cheese and the meat and the sauce, just like soaked in. It was not good. I much preferred like the square pieces that came in like those little white, cardboard thing, like the film on top.
The coffin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those are fucking delicious.
Those were pretty good. Oh, yeah. Especially like if you were me and then like you'd open it and the cheese was stuck to the box and then you just eat the cheese off the box.
No, you peel it off and all that extra goodness. It's oh so sweet.
God, dude, I remember having the worst shits in high school because of that food. That's why for a long time I only just stuck to eating a hamburger or a spicy chicken because that was the only thing that wouldn't fuck up my stomach.
The hamburgers were so fucking. I don't know why, but how come? I guess it was because the burger was shitty. But if you pulled the top bun off, it would pull some of the breading away with it, and that's how you know a burger's not good. Also, sometimes it'd be cheeseburgers, sometimes it'd be hamburgers. You could never tell, and the meat wasn't particularly good. The chicken sandwich was a good standard all the way through.
Well, yeah, because it was solid.
Yeah, the pizza was very greasy. Didn't want that unless you got a bunch of napkins. You deb. We talk about this a lot, but it sticks in my mind a lot because we both love food.
I know.
No, I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'll die by it. The spicy chicken sandwich. Put some Doritos on. Take the top bun off. Layer some Doritos on there. Ketchup, a little bit of mayonnaise on the top bun. Crunch it on there. You're fucking done.
It's a solid meal.
Solid, delicious little lunch. Get the little side salad if they have it available. Put it on there too. You're fucking done.
A what?
The little side salad.
What?
Salad.
A salad?
Yeah.
What is that?
Oh, it's a lettuce and healthier foods like that.
Lettuce is healthy, but it's just
I
water.
Mean, yeah, not. I mean, the other shit put in like the tomatoes and
that's
onions
healthy.
And yeah.
What nutritional value do you get from a tomato?
I don't know, but it helps your heart apparently.
Do they? I don't know.
That's the thing I hear. The fruit and vegetables help the thing that it looks like. So tomatoes apparently look like your heart, so they help your heart.
What does a carrot help your dick? Because that's not helping
it helps
your
eyes, I guess. But your eyes are kind of like cones. It is like your eyeball, and then like kind of serves back.
Oh
the
yeah,
socket.
I guess that's true.
And then I think walnuts help your brain function, and there's like a lot of eggplants help your penis lengthening. Shit like that.
They do.
Apparently, that's what I've heard.
Oh fuck! I got to start eating eggplant.
Yeah.
You know what I've been starting to do lately?
What's that?
Is that I've been watching a lot of Criminal Minds.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Criminal Minds. The Behavioral Investigation Unit or something like that.
Ooh.
And so
the BU.
The BU, yes.
Yeah.
PU.
The BU.
The good old BU.
The bleh.
No, but I'm actually I'm quite in love with this show.
All right.
It's because it's all based on real cases that the FBI dealt with. It's just reenacted with actors and stuff.
Yeah.
This show's been going on forever. It started in like
the 70s or 80s or what was it?
I don't know about this.
I'm thinking of another one. No, I'm thinking of Unsolved Mysteries with that old white dude. That was in like 80s and 90s.
Yes. And this show's been around since like the 2000s. It's still going. It's all based on real cases, and every time I watch it, especially some certain episodes, I watched 3 episodes in a row one night. That just made me feel god awful in a row right afterwards because it was just really disturbing. Like there was the first episode I saw this night, because each episode is like 40, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's the first one I saw was about a little girl who got abducted by some creep, and then for years he kept her in her house, like locked up. And
in her house or his house?
In his house. In his house. He kept her locked up, and the mom no one could ever find her for fucking like 10 years. And as he was raising her in his house, he was raising her to be his wife.
Oh, okay, yeah, as you do,
as you do
to your kidnapped child, to the child you
kidnapped child.
Yeah.
And so eventually, at some point, she gets pregnant at like 12. This girl. And then before anything,
surprised it didn't happen sooner.
Surprised it didn't hapen sooner.
Wait, so he held her for 10 years. So when is this? So
she was like 6
when he abducted her.
And she was like not 10 years. It was like
for a while,
like 5, 6 years in.
Okay.
Yeah. She was gone for at least 6 years, I think.
He's like, you had your period. Well, time to get making. Factory's open.
Apparently, at that
doors
point,
are open. Workers, make that paycheck.
Doors are fucking open.
Doors are open.
It's on the clock.
Oh yeah.
It's just
no more overtime in the coal mine out back. Now we're getting the real work done.
Yeah, now you're really looking for the diamond.
Yeah.
It's just and so before she even like gives birth to the child, when she finds out she's pregnant, the girl kills herself. And so what the guy does reasonably, he keeps her in the bed that she died in and kidnaps her mom 6 years later to try to get her pregnant to make another girl.
Okay, because that'll be a much more fertile child. You don't want a child birthed out of a 12-year-old. That's just not going to come out right. No, but fresh fertile woman. Now there you go. That's how you get the real one going.
But do you know how like gross and twisted that is to kidnap the mom just to make another baby so that baby can become your wife later in life.
And imagine that, being the mom, be like, yeah, you kidnapped, see that 12-year-old child corpse over there? Remember that child you lost 6 years ago?
That's her.
Yep, and she killed herself because she was pregnant with mine.
You
crazy.
monster, but don't worry, I loved her.
Yeah, I'm sure the mom would also then shortly thereafter kill herself, because that's the only thing you do after learning that sort of information, if she did learn that information.
No, they caught the guy before anything ever happened. He did rape her though, but it's just, it's.
And that was only the first one.
And that was only the first one. Now here's this next one. This next one was about like a military school for like ROTC, but like to the extreme.
Yeah, it's like a boarding school.
Like a boarding school, but actual military base.
Yeah, it's what your mom would threaten you with. If you're bad, it's like, I'm going to send you to military school. Yeah.
And so there was a case where some 6 boys went on like a survival mission out in the woods, and because they were teaching them real life skills to survive, and they got lost. And a few days later, they find the boys, and they're all hung off trees. But only 5 of them are there. 1 boy's missing, and there's a sign that says, "We're sorry." Okay, and so it's a whole. It's
from the other end of the woods. Apology accepted.
Yeah, they just hear it. But no, apparently it turns out that kid was on the run because the guy who runs the school hated that kid. So he sent these boys on a mission to basically fuck up this one kid. But he didn't expect the one kid to beat the shit out of the other kids. And, kill them because, they were trying to kill him.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. But it's just...
I gotta watch this episode. Sounds crazy. I gotta watch this. This sounds like a movie script.
This
is crazy.
Literally, some of these cases that have actually happened are literally the most banana things you could ever think of in a scenario, in a high stakes scenario. When it comes to a point of like, especially the reenactment, like all the actors they get for this, like my God, it's just.
Yeah. And I'm sure it's like snippets in between, like people like interview style. Talking.
No, it's just like them reenacting the whole case. So it's just like scenes of like what is happening with the bad guy and like where we kidnapped or whatever. And then it's scenes of the investigation team talking about the case and then trying to find the data about where it is and where they got to go. It's just it just sucks. It just sucks you in like something completely different. Yeah. It's these stories. I'm telling you, man. Like this. I'm sweating. Ooh. Because sometimes it is really sad. Like you cry a little bit.
Oh yeah. Just a little bit. Though.
Just a little bit.
All right, now tell us about that third one.
The third one. This one was just sad. It was about like a boxer in Philadelphia. Who, I know.
Where the classic,
not Rocky.
Tale as old as time.
A tale as old as time. It's just there's no statue commemorating this brave soul.
No,
brave. It's just
there's a tombstone.
His tombstone.
That's the statue he's ever gonna
not
get.
Rocky. That's what I was saying.
No. Pebble. Pebbly.
Pebble.
Sandy.
Pebbles.
Little pebbles.
But no, this story is actually quite sad. It was about a boxer, like an underground boxer, trying to make his way. He has a coach, and his kid has like terminal cancer, like 4-year-old boy. And so he's trying to like do fights to get money, but what turns out is like he's taking so much brain damage. When he gets mad, he can't control his emotions, and he just starts having like mini seizures. And when that happens, he beats up, like brutally kills people because he's a boxer. Yeah, kills the people that like make fun of him. Like he got out of the hospital one night to go get some food when his kid was in there, and some guys were just like, "Oh, it's that shit boxer or whatever who like throws fights or whatever," and then they're just making fun of him. They brought up his son, and then he's just like can't control it, and then like he just beats the shit out of these guys and like grabs a metal bar and just fucking throws them out. And then, but what was weird is when he would kill them in that weird state, he would put them in like a corner when he was done with them, signify because he was a boxer. So like, you're done, go back to your corner. But then like he wouldn't like he would know the things he did, but he really wouldn't know because his brain's fucked up. And so he would try to fight to get money for his kid to help with surgery. But the real twisted fucked up part is his coach would like bet against him in these fights, and then when he found out, he killed his coach. Yeah, it's just as you do.
I mean, if he knows he's throwing the fights, then I mean, of course you bet against him. But I mean,
no, he didn't know. Oh, okay. The boxer didn't know. His coach, he's like, "You're a good boxer. Like treat him well." But would bet against him for money because times are tough. All right, and, it's a real shit show. It's just, and then like when like the FBI find him. they like take him to his son to say one last goodbye because his son's dying.
Yeah.
Like he got the money for the surgery, but apparently it's since he was so young, he just couldn't handle it and whatnot.
All right. Yeah,
so
fair enough. Yeah,
you know, and that's a sad thing seeing, you know, a father hold, you know, his son's hand and just pass away right there. It's just
as he gets carted off to prison for
numerous murders. Yes, it's fucked up what he did. Yes, there's no doubt about that. But you know, that tender moment.
But he would probably be, you know, what was there an aftermath thing? Because I remember, well, depending on what year it is, like if it was somewhat recent, he probably would have been put in like some sort of like psych evaluation or some sort of like mental ward if it was that serious, you know. But if it was pre 1990s, probably not. Probably just in prison.
Yeah, probably. I don't know exactly what year it was because I don't remember if they say or not what year it is. But it's just in general, this show is like really beautiful. It's like a good show. It's just like really gets you addicted.
Gets you into the minds of criminals.
Yeah, you learn about certain phrases and stuff that the actual FBI would use. It's I'm like, ooh.
Just like, you know what? Speaking of phrases, the actual FBI would use. That's a great segue into a thing I've been getting invested in over the last few days.
Drugs?
Besides that, cheers. Ding, ding, ding. I've been learning some military lingo, not really, but because I've been playing through Metal Gear Solid.
Oh.
I've talked about, I played and beat through Metal Gear 2, and now I dipped into Metal Gear Solid. Boy, oh boy, Caesar. I knew it when I played Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2. The Metal Gear franchise is just one of the best video game franchises to ever be made.
Miyazaki knew what he was doing.
No, Hideo Kojima.
Wait, who am I?
Miyazaki's Dark Souls.
Miyazaki's Dark Souls, right. Kojima, that's what
Kojima.
I meant.
But not even, I mean, he probably has something to do with gameplay design as well, but just like, you know, because not only, these games are not only, it's great to play, but just like the cutscenes in them. It's like, they'll go from the characters talking in dialogue, then they'll fade to black, then it'll fade up to actual footage of the Bikini Atoll, like atomic bomb, like test footage dropping while the game actually tells you like, yeah, there's a bunch of nuclear disarmament test sites where they're just throwing nuclear waste and they just don't have enough money to maintain them, so they're just seeping out fucking waste. And we're at the point in life where any small country, if they have enough money, can buy their own nuclear warhead because they can just buy this waste in an inactive fucking frame for a bomb and just have a nuclear warhead. And it's just like actual like real world type shit that's going on into this game. But not only that, but the gameplay itself, like just even the most thing shit everyone's know about, like what I just did, which was the fight with Psycho Mantis, where
Psycho Mantis,
yes, where he reads your mind. So of course you're doing your controls, you pull out your FAMAS, you're shooting him, you can't do shit. You throw out like a grenade, but like for some reason I don't know if this is part of it, but all my explosive shit went off like immediately. Like I tried to plant a C4 and you can detonate it from far away, but as soon as I planted it, it exploded.
Oh,
so maybe he was like reading my mind and made me like blow it up, you know? But also I'm as good as I am at Dark Souls, I'm terrible at Metal Gear.
Well, it's a different game.
Like, in the fight against Gray Fox, that shit took me like 10 tries. It's very hard. It's very hard if you don't know what you're doing, but also because I'm not playing right, because there's also a codec where you can talk to your team, like your commander and like your medical people, and that pauses time basically. Not really, but you can do that and have communications. They'll give you hints on boss fights. Like if I would have done that during the Gray Fox fight,
you would have maybe done it sooner.
10 tries. I might have got a bit of information sooner or done it a different way. But yeah, I should be doing that more often. But yeah, so with Psycho Mantis, you get a hint. And also if you die a couple times, they'll call you and tell you. So that makes it a little bit easier way, because I got that a couple times.
But is that like before the fight or during the fight?
No, during the fight. So you like respawn basically like one or like a room and a half before in most situations. You can just kind of skip cutscene to get there, so you know.
Because the first one's like overhead view, right? Or
yeah, and even this one is too, and that makes it super difficult because even in the same room, if someone's on the other side of the room, I can't even see where they are because the camera is like where the ceiling is.
Oh,
I don't have much room around, but that's why you have your little mini maps. That's why. You can see around you, but your map is how you know where other shit is. And then you can go first person. Like if there's a long hallway and you can't see your map, you go first person and you can't move in first person, but you can see. So there's a lot of different fucking options. So, but Psycho Mantis, he reads your input. So of course, whenever you shoot, he knows where you're shooting and when you're shooting. So he's going to dodge all your bullets. So then you either call Colonel Campbell, or if you die like 2 times and the third time he calls you and he says, hey, switch to your second controller input. Because when this game came out on the PS1, you'd pull out your controller, put it in controller port 2, because he's reading the mind of controller port 1, and you're in 2 now. So I was on my Pro Controller, I pulled out my Joy-Cons, and then I'm shooting his ass and killing him. And also in the original, he would read your memory card. So when the game came out, it was like the remake, like the GameCube. He'd be like, "Oh, you play a lot of Super Smash Brothers, don't you?" He would read that.
Oh, and that's creepy. That's kind of weird.
That's the point. It's supposed to be fucking scary. And he would be like, "I'm gonna make your fucking controller move," and your controller would vibrate. And during the PS1 age and GameCube, that was a little bit more, it was more newer technology, so it was crazier. And he also gives you like an analysis on your like playing style. Like he told me like, "Oh, you make sure you have your equipment, but you're shitty in battle," because I had died so many times to previous bosses. And, I died like 2 or 3 times in the first room because in Metal Gear 2, you do your little 1, 2, you have like a 3-hit combo. It's like punch, 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 and an enemy dies. But in this game, it takes 2 combos. You do the punch, 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 they get knocked down, and they get back up, and you got to do it again. But even still, the alert goes off. So not knowing that, I fucking died like, a couple times in the first room trying to figure out how the mechanics worked.
But once you figured it out, you knew at that point what you had to do.
But yeah, just the way the game works, just like meta shit like that. And there's another, like, the way you communicate with your teammates is through a codec, which is like a radio basically. And you got to go through the frequency. And you have to know the frequency number in order to contact them. So if you want to talk to Colonel Campbell, you got to know that his frequency is 140.85. And if you want to save your game, you got to know the frequency is 140.96.
Oh, but does it tell you like in like a manual or something?
So once you call them once on your own, there's a memory section, and you just press down, and then it says their names like Campbell, and it says their things, so it just automatically does it. But
okay.
Yeah. But there are some like there's a part where you got to rescue 2 guys. You got to rescue the DARPA chief, and then he has a heart attack and dies. So you got to rescue the president of Arms Tech, and he's like, "Oh, this girl, I gave her a key card. Her codec number is I forgot." "Oh, but I just remembered. It's on the back of the CD case."
What CD case?
The fucking CD case you bought the game in. The CD case the game came in.
The actual case?
Yeah.
But what if you downloaded it?
Fuck off. But if you bought it legit online, the file would come. Because in the game, it does come with a game manual, and I can see in the game, like it shows like a case, you can reverse it. But also on the case I got, like the physical case, on the back, in like the gameplay screenshots, it shows a conversation with her. And when you're conversing, it shows the codec number. So you got to look on the case, see that image of that codec conversation, see that her number in there is 141.15, and then you call it, and then you're talking to her now because you look on the back of your case.
That's really like interactive.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. It's so great.
Oh my God. That's the kind of cool shit I wish they would still do now. Because when you buy a game now, like a physical copy, it's just the case and then like design inside the case. Maybe a sliver of a manual.
In the 360 PS3 era, you would get a manual.
Yeah.
But PS4 and shit, we don't have manuals anymore.
No, it's just the case.
It's just all on like the game, whatever. But yeah, those manuals are cool too because they would have cool shit in them.
Yeah, if you read them.
Yeah, like not even like it wasn't even like shit like that was necessary, but just like funny little lore, just like pictures or images, like shit in there, like character descriptions, biography. They'd have interesting shit in them.
I remember when I bought my Pokemon Pearl when it came out in 2007. Ooh. I read the manual very thoroughly on the times when I would stop playing the game. Like, I'm just gonna look through this real quick and see, because it's just like. Obviously, I hate reading, but when it came to stuff that like I enjoy, I was just looking through it and actually reading over things. I'm like,
oh yeah, especially when she already knows, because it's telling you she can skip like the controls page. Oh, I know, up is down.
Yeah. Menu. Well, I just cut it out.
Oh yeah. Just rip it out.
Don't need disc.
But if you want something like that, similar to how manuals manage it, you should play that game that I've talked about before, Tunic.
Oh yeah,
because it's a Zelda-like. It's a Zelda Dark Souls-like. So it's like Zelda overworld, finding items, dungeons, and a Dark Souls-like where there's like bonfires and you upgrade your stats and you fight bosses and there's like a boss run back. But it's also that manual in it because there is also translation element, because I've said like the manual is in its different language, which you can decipher. There is a way to decipher, and people have. That's one of the. It's not mandated. You don't have to do it to 100% the game. But it's also fun because you can do it to understand the manual pages better, because you can actually read it once you decipher what the fucking letters and runes mean. But it's also like that where you do have to look at the manual to figure out puzzles and shit, because there'll be shit on there that you like look back at and it's like, oh, this is there and this relates to this.
But manuals in the game.
Yeah. You literally find manual pages within the gameplay. That's one of the collectibles is manual pages. And one of the biggest puzzles is flipping through the manual pages and tracing and finding a golden path through the pages. It's through like the actual pages you find.
Oh.
And you got to like pen an actual real life pen and paper it for a lot of shit.
Trying to connect the dots on stuff.
Exactly. And there's a lot of esoteric shit that's like meta that the game doesn't tell you, but you kind of figure out. And it's, you know, it's
that's a good time to have a whiteboard.
Or yes, that or just a straight up notebook, because there are like patterns and shit you would want to repeat, because there's like hidden spells that like you can do like an input that takes that it drains some of your mana but gives you health back. So it's just basically a spell to heal, you know. But the game doesn't tell you that. It's only in the specific manual page, and it's just a little drawing in there. It's not even like an official part of the manual, because it's the spoilers for Tunic. So, Caesar, if you don't want spoilers, tell me right now for one of like the little minor things.
I don't care. It's
okay,
fine.
but it's like the game is kind of like it's cyclical. Like it's like you're just another link in the chain of trying to defeat the end boss, you know. So I get that's those little drawings in the manual. That's your past lives who have, I guess, drawn those little things in there. So whenever you find like a little scribble that's like, oh, circle this here, or like I'm saying these little like inputs in there, that's your past life that has written those in there. That's like, hey, for me in the future, this is how you do this. So kind of like a checkpoint cheat code sort of thing. You know, it's very interesting, super crazy. It's one of those games that, like Dark Souls and Kingdom Hearts, you wish you could delete everything from your brain so you could discover it and do it all again.
Yeah, but that's with like a lot of things when it comes to like the stuff that you really enjoy. Like, man, if I could, it's like having your first kiss. You know, you can't relive that moment.
No,
it's just
definitely not.
but you can relive the emotion and how you felt though.
Exactly.
But man, I always wish I could relive certain moments in my life.
Yeah,
like my birth.
Oh yeah, just see yourself come out of that wonderful pink gash, juices and all.
Juices and all. Juice everything.
Speaking of juices, another great segue. Caesar, you remember how I mentioned a while ago, a few podcasts ago.
You were juicing up?
Oh yeah. And RFK Jr. was drinking and eating some dog juice and dog meat.
Oh yes, yeah.
So since then, have you heard about his other thing where with that bear in New York, that bear carcass, like 10 years ago?
No. What did he do?
So quick recap. A long time ago, decades ago, RFK Jr. was in vacation, in some other foreign country. And there was a picture of him eating like it was like a rack of lamb, like splayed and like cut, you know, and like how you'd like cut a pig, you know, like gut it in half and like splay it, you know.
But
like
it wasn't a lamb, right?
But it was apparently a dog, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm eating some dog with a friend," and the friend was like, "What? No, it's a lamb, right?" And he was like, "No, it's really a dog," and then he tried to backpedal it. Apparently, 10 years ago, the body of a young dead bear was found in Central Park in New York, which is strange because there are no bears in Central Park in New York.
Well, unless if it's a gay man. But
no, yeah. But no, this was an actual black bear, and near it was also a bicycle.
Like buried in with it?
No, that was just there. That was made it. That was sort of made it look like there was some sort of collision. Turns out, RFK Jr. revealed in an interview with Roseanne Barr, not even an interview, just a conversation in his house, and she's just standing there. You know, Roseanne Barr, the actress and
comedian.
Yeah. You know, she's standing there with a serious and at certain points, somewhat worried and just interested look on her face as RFK Jr. describes a story of how he one time was just driving along and he found the carcass of a dead bear and was like, "Hey, that's cool." And then proceeded to handle the dead bear. At one point, put his hand in the dead bear's mouth for a photo shoot, which may or may not be where he got his brain worm from. Loads the dead bear into his truck, goes somewhere else in New York to a dinner until 9 p.m., then leaves, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to do something with this bear carcass that's just been in my car." Then he's like, "Oh, I got to get on a plane. I don't know, what am I going to do with this bear carcass? I know what I'll do. I'll go get this bike that I have for, there was some reason he had the bike, but I'll go plant these in New York to make it look like some guy on his bike hit and run and kill the bear. Won't that be funny?" So that's why there was a dead bear in New York 10 years ago, because RFK Jr. put it there.
What's wrong with some people?
So that was 10 years ago.
Well, what is he doing
also
now?
A long time ago.
Oh,
So Caesar, tangent here. Christian Bale.
Mm-hmm.
He was married to
He's RFK Jr.
He was married to Angelina Jolie, right?
For a little bit.
So they were divorced. He got a new chick. I forget her name, but this woman is the daughter of RFK Jr.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes. So when people found out, oh, Christian Bale's dating this new woman. Oh, who is she? They look her up. Oh, she's daughter of RFK. I wonder if she's done anything. Apparently, another decade or so ago, she had an interview in a very, very, very obscure, like very like small country magazine, like a Better Homes and Gardens type, like magazine, but very, very small publication.
Yeah.
And talked about, her life and like her childhood growing up with her father being, the son and nephew of two very great Kennedys, and that must have been very interesting in her life. And she was like, oh yeah, it was always crazy. My dad, her dad being RFK Jr., he was always very interested in animals and like dead animals and animal skulls and heads. So one time we were on a beach somewhere and there was a dead whale on the beach.
No.
And good old RFK Jr. dad said, hey, that looks pretty cool. And he cut its head off and tied it to the roof of their car and drove it 5 hours back to their home. While juices would spurt out of its decapitated head when they made stops and goes, as they got many honks and fingers raised from other drivers on that 5-hour trip. I'm not sure if the head made it the whole 5 hours or if they cut loose of it somewhere, but that head was cut off of a dead whale and strapped to the hood of his car with the intent to drive it 5 hours to their home as it spurted dead whale juice out over their car.
I honestly, I respect it.
The gumption, yeah, it takes a lot of willpower, a lot of gumption.
I respect
to do it,
but I don't condone it, because
and don't respect it.
Yeah, and don't respect it.
I'm gonna follow up. I actually don't respect it.
Yeah. Follow up. I don't respect it. That's something. There's a wire. I think there's a few wire loose. There's a few wires that are loose up there. It's just.
I'm not sure if that happened before or after the encounter with the bear and/or the brainworm, but
that's probably definitely how he got a brainworm.
According to his daughter, that is a true story that happened with that whale. And according to the man himself, that is a true story that happened with the bear. So
with that bear, dude, I don't.
And now and that man is endorsing Donald Trump, while all the rest of his family is like, we don't.
Good.
Yeah. Yep.
Good.
And that's how RFK Jr. is going.
I don't. I think we've had a lot of twists and turns this episode.
A lot of twists and turns. Speaking of twists and turns and bad people, why don't we do a Mad Lib?
Why don't we do a Mad Lib?
Because the next Mad Lib is problem players. And I believe you're writing this one.
I believe, sure.
Yeah, it is problem players. And I wrote the last one, so you are writing this one. Do you want a new pencil? This one's a little bit dull. But...
no, it's fine. I think so. All right.
Problem players, the newest Mad Lib on the Clueless Boys podcast, Vibin,
YouTube
channel, video. Problem players.
All righty, Nick, give me a plural noun.
Whales.
Appropriate. Yeah. Adjective.
Slimy.
Part of the body.
Throat. Because, his throat's all fucked up.
Reasonable. Adjective.
Adjective. Okay. Weird. That's also very topical. Weird. Republicans don't
plural noun.
Plural noun. Let's give them nails.
Alrighty. A noun.
A noun. I'm gonna go over here and scoot this real quick. Mouse.
Mouse.
Up there, just in time. Wow! As I came over, it faded to black. Perfect.
Occupation.
Vice president. Always going back to JD Vance. Hilarious.
Verb.
Order.
Order.
He ordered some donuts in a very hilarious manner. Which I don't know if you saw that either.
Color.
I don't see it.
I don't see it.
Red. The blood of that bear, and I'm assuming that whale.
Verb ending in ing.
Cutting. As RFK Jr. did with the head of that whale.
Adjective. A lot of adjectives.
A lot of adjectives.
I got my adjective.
Awkward.
Alrighty. Adjective.
Greedy.
Greedy.
Speaking of which, did you hear Trump is putting out his third phase of Trump NFTs valued at $99 each?
Oh Christ!
If you buy 5 of them, you get a pair of his gold shoes. If you buy 9 of them, you get 2 pairs of his gold shoes, meaning that's $900 value.
Well, we gotta buy 5 so that we could share the shoes.
If you buy 15 of them for $1,500, you get 2 of those pairs of shoes, a platinum pair of shoes, which is another pair of shoes, and a physical Trump card. And if you buy 25 of them for $2,500,
oh my
you
God!
get a dinner with Trump. Which with like all the other suckers and idiots who also bought that package for $2,500.
I would just be. I would
not in Mar-a-Lago, by the way, in Jupiter, Florida.
Oh,
yeah, wherever the fuck that is.
Jupiter. That sounds like a sketchy place.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
But honestly, I would be curious to see who would actually buy the package.
Ooh, yeah, lots of rich whites with not much
else going on.
Other things going on.
Plural noun.
Plural noun. Rich whites.
Alrighty. Plural noun.
NFTs.
Rich blacks.
Poor blacks. Median income Latinos.
Caesar.
The Chinese.
The Chinese.
They're a whole nother bracket.
Nah, yeah, that's a whole nother Mad Lib. Oh wow. Monster manual for Chinese.
Oh God. Monster manual insert. Monster number 155. The Chinese.
The Chinese. Noun.
A noun. Glow stick.
Glow stick. And then final word, adjective.
Finally, an adjective. To sum it all up, the final adjective to sum up what this podcast has been about, I would say clueless.
Clueless. Bam. Clueless. Alrighty, guys.
Read it back, Jeeves.
Here is the Mad Lib problem players. Problem players.
Probably.
Alrighty. Players come in all whales and sizes. Some can be helpful, but others can be slimy blankets. Here are some players types to keep a throat out for. Yeah, the peacock. If they're in the spotlight, they get weird and competitive with all the other nails. They always want more mouse. They always want their mouse to win, despite what the dice say. The rules. Vice president. These players order rules to a fault. They'll argue with the DM until they're red in the face and can end up backseat cutting whole sessions. The game jacker. The most awkward problems can come from the dungeon master. A game jacker, that's a weird, a game jacker, that's one word. A game jacker is a DM who has a huge, greedy world to tell you about and doesn't care about the rich whites of the other players.
Doesn't care about the other rich whites.
All these NFTs have one solution. Talking about it. Open and honest glow stick is an essential for a clueless group.
Sounds pretty clueless to me.
I loved it.
Could have been better.
Well, I mean, you never know.
One of the lower ones, but you know, it was there. It was solid.
Hey, the energy and the passion was there.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Just like this, Dungeons and Dragons, like an actual game of Dungeons and Dragons. You never know what's gonna happen.
You never know what's gonna happen. What's the next one in there? What's the next one for next time? I'm gonna throw this pencil in there as well.
The next one is Monster Manual Chinese. No,
oh.
Monster Manual Demons.
Ooh, demons! I love
Demons.
Demons. Demons are a pretty sick monster class. Love me a good demon. They got all sorts of powers and tricks up them sleeves. Ooh, speaking of tricks and speaking of demons, why don't we get to some Demons of Song with some musical recommendations?
I'm pulling mine up right now.
Do it right now. Would you like me to do mine first?
Yes, go right ahead.
Why not? Since I'm playing Metal Gear Solid, I thought it'd be very fitting to recommend Starbomb's song, "The Simple Plot of Metal Gear Solid."
Ooh,
which is it the second one, right? It was because the first one was plot of Final Fantasy, right? Or what was they've done 2 simple plots.
No, I think the first one was in the plot of Zelda. Oh no, they just had 2 Zelda songs.
I don't know. Look it up. We had the simple plot of Metal Gear Solid. It very accurately follows the plot of Metal Gear Solid. Which, if you know the plot, it very well does. And if you don't know the plot, it you basically get it in that in a whole like little 2.5 minute song.
It's a good song.
Yep. I think it's Simple Plot Final Fantasy. I'm not sure. But yes, very good song from Starbomb. You know, Game Grumps, Eagle Raptor, Daniel Sexbang, Ninja Brian. Fantastic creators, musicians all around.
My music recommendation is by the Cranberries.
Ooh.
Yes, I was watching their NPR Tiny Desk concert the other day. I'm like, I gotta go listen to some Cranberry stuff. So I found I got a song from one of their earlier albums called Tomorrow.
Okay, thank God.
What do you think I was gonna say?
I thought you were gonna say Linger. I was like,
Linger.
No,
that's too basic. Nick.
Exactly.
No, Tomorrow. I don't remember what album it is. It's a white cover with some words on it. I don't remember what it was.
It's from the Tiny Desk specifically.
Well, I mean, sure, the Tiny Desk concert's good. You can check that. You can check that out too. But the song in general, yeah, it's a really good song.
All right.
It's just looking forward towards tomorrow and having hope. I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. It's a nice message. And obviously, I can't remember her name, but she has a beautiful voice. Very unique, not in a bad way, but generally with what she does with like the higher end vocals of like her weird like falsetto stuff. If that's the word for it, I don't know. But it's a good song.
Either way, some good music. And that was some good podcasting. I do say so myself. And if you thought so, make sure to leave a like, because we could sure appreciate it. We could use the growth both physically, metaphorically, mentally, emotionally, in all sorts of ways.
Physically.
Yeah.
Mainly physically.
Leave a comment. Tell us your favorite song by the Cranberries.
If you know the Cranberries, which you should.
Yeah. If you don't, that's fine too. You're better off not knowing.
Yeah, it's okay. You know.
Yeah, it's fine.
There's a lot of stuff out there.
And if you want to hear more about songs and bands you may not know in the future, make sure to subscribe so you can see the next episode of this podcast when it drops in a week, and also all the other videos that we put out that are going to come up in these corners in just a few seconds once the video starts to end.
Hit that share button. Tell your friends about us. Yeah. Doctors, neighbors. If your dog's got a YouTube account, let him know.
Yeah, share it on your Discord and Reddit servers.
Yeah, please. Please.
Please.
Please.